Hey, you've tuned into the GFree and Happy show. Tonight, I have gluten-free with Emily on tonight. Her name is Emily Turner, and she is going to talk all about web G-free cooking. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome to the GFree and Happy show that happens every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, Kathy, and I have been GFree and Happy for 5 years and counting. Tonight I have a special guest. It's actually, her website is glutenfreewithemily.com. Everybody check her out while we're watching this if you want. She has amazing recipes, beautiful pictures, gorgeous videos, and we're going to be talking to her in just a few minutes. But first, episode 75 of the GFree and Happy show is brought to you by mesadevita.com. Menus by Mesa DeVita help you bring more life to your table. Chef-designed gluten-free recipes, menus, and online cooking classes to help you save time, save money, and make you a healthy kitchen rock star. I love Chef Kirsten. Another chef, actually a person who makes amazing desserts, and she's got a couple and a recipe to die for tonight. So let's bring on Emily. Hey, Emily.
Hi.
So nice to have you, and your kitchen is so cute. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you in LA?
Yeah, I live in LA.
Yes.
I live on the beach.
Okay, shut up. I'm kidding. How gorgeous, though, because you can see the sunlight hitting you there in your kitchen. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm gluten-free with Emily. I've been gluten-free for 11 years. I, like most gluten-free people, I'm a celiac. And I found myself being gluten-free after being sick for a long time and not knowing what was wrong, like most people. So, yeah.
11 years. You don't seem old enough to
I know, I'm a trooper.
So did this your idea of being online, and actually before the online stuff, when you started cooking and baking, because you're making amazing things, did that come first or did the online presence come first?
Well, I've actually been cooking and baking for a really long time. I learned to bake when I was really young. And then I learned, like, literally I was baking probably at like 10 or 12. And then I learned to cook more like around that time, but more in my teenage years. And then had many diets over the years. But yeah, I actually didn't start gluten-free baking all that much till the past couple of years. I kind of avoided baking when I went gluten-free.
I know, you do. That's like one of the first things you do is you avoid that baking.
Yeah. But luckily, things have changed and people are sharing more ideas, and I just spent more time on it and just kind of wanted to get back into it. So
let's talk about how you found out you were gluten-free at such a young age too. How did you find that out?
The story is a bit long and complicated, but the short version is that I'm actually from a really small town in Minnesota. And I grew up near a city called Rochester. It has the Mayo Clinic. And I didn't spend much time living there, but I went back there for a few months and worked at a health food store when I was like a late teen. And everyone would come in all the time with celiac disease. And I learned about it some through that. And I still didn't think that was wrong with me. I gave up wheat at one point and, I didn't feel better. And then gluten-free stuff was slowly starting to come along. And I was like, I'm going to try this gluten-free thing. I think I have celiac disease, so that's kind of how it happened.
You didn't ever get tested? You just
I never got tested.
Well, at the time, too, yeah.
At the time, people were only talking about celiac. Like now, they're talking about like intolerances and allergies and all sorts of things.
It would be nice if we were all tested when we first
tested. Yeah.
So, all right, let's talk about. Did you have any formal training with your cooking, your baking?
No.
So
my mom taught me how to bake, and sort of how to cook basically. And then when I was a teenager, I ended up having a lot of friends in my later teen years who knew how to cook because they were all vegan. And since we were all vegan, you kind of have to learn how to cook when you're vegan. So, I mean, now times have changed, but back then, I mean, this was like, however long, 14 years ago or more. 17 years ago, I first went vegan. So, you had to know how to cook or there was nothing you're going to be able to eat.
What is your favorite vegan recipe that you just love?
What do I just love? Well, I'm such a dork. I just love salads.
You are. Well, in LA, you probably have the best fresh
I know
stuff.
we do. And like, I love salad. Like my little sister is like, you're such a dork. And I'm like, I know I love salad, but, I love to make Indian food. Like that's probably like my favorite thing to cook is like a vegetable Indian curry dish.
Yummy. And we're showing a couple pictures too as you're talking. And I think we have one of those curry ones up there. That's not it. There's a strawberry one. It's more of a colorful that one with the noodles. Yummy. Okay, so when you started baking and who came up with the and you have purple Brussels sprouts. I had to show that picture.
Yeah.
That's just gorgeous.
Thank you.
So did somebody suggest you start this journey? Because we're going to get into what you do in a minute.
Yeah, not exactly. So my older sister is gluten-free too. She went gluten-free about 8 years ago. My brother is gluten-free most of the time. So like half my family is gluten-free, and then my older sister and my younger sister kind of at different times were like, why don't you do something with being gluten-free? But I've been doing different things professionally over the years and wasn't really, I don't know, I didn't think about focusing on it. But living in LA, everyone has a TV show. And there was a point where I was like, I want a show. And I'm like, well, what I really want is a cooking show. And so maybe that's what I should do with this gluten-free stuff. So that's actually why I started Gluten-Free with Emily, was to make a cooking show.
So how are your plans coming along with that cooking show? Tell us about that.
Good. The cooking show is done and it's ready to come out. I think it's coming out in July, but I actually am not exactly sure when we're going to release it yet.
And how'd you do that? I'm going to start a cooking show and here it is.
Well, I spent years in LA being a fashion stylist, so I spent a lot of time on set, like doing costumes for movies and music videos and all sorts of stuff. And so I learned a lot about video until I moved to LA. I didn't know anything about producing video, but spending so much time working in the entertainment business, it taught me a lot about video. And I was like, I'm going to make a web series. Like, I want it to be fun and I want people to feel like they can be gluten-free. Like, the cooking show is meant to be kind of simple and fun and kind of teach you how to cook, because I feel like a lot of people go gluten-free and they don't know how to cook. And I love cooking and I love teaching people to cook. So that's kind of what inspired it.
That's very nice. And so during these videos that you do, I'm showing everybody the page that has all your videos. By the way, look at this double chocolate with bananas ice cream. I think.
Yeah.
Did you have that? I mean, you have a video in there, right?
So I also make other videos that aren't the show coming out. I make videos on Tastemade, which is an app, and you can put together videos. You do them a lot of times at like restaurants you love. So I do Tastemades like that, but I've also done some Tastemades like baking staples and favorite gluten-free foods. I've kind of expanded the idea of how to use Tastemade. I also used to be really into Vine, so I used to make 6-second like food videos. And part of it's just to keep myself busy till my other videos come out. I love making videos, so I find pretty much any platform I can to make videos on.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do recommend everybody check it out. Now, how did you check out glutenfreewithemily.com/Emily's blog, and then you'll find all the videos on there. So how did you, how's the production? How did you do the production on these videos?
The ones I made or the ones coming out?
The ones you're coming out with.
Coming out. Well, I was just the producer of my own show. Like, I got my whole crew together. Luckily, I know people, and if I didn't know them, I knew how to find them, like directors and cameramen and hairstylists and makeup artists and food assistants. And I mean, I had a whole crew. It's It's a web series, but it's pretty professionally done. I mean, for a web series. So I wanted it to be really nice, I guess, and professional.
Well, if you look at her videos on the website now, there's one that I like where you're walking up to the restaurant. You do a few restaurant ones. That's what
Yeah.
caught my eye. And you walk up to it, and there's people sitting all around, and you go, look, I'm coming to this restaurant, and everybody's looking at you like, what? What you doing? But maybe it was staged. I don't know. But it really looks authentic when you walk up to the restaurant.
No, it is authentic. I don't stage any of the videos. I mean, obviously the web series come out is like, in my friend's kitchen. We had to do many, takes of things just to get all the right footage. But yeah, I mean, I'm all about being authentic and natural. I mean, I think it comes off the best too, honestly, to just be yourself, and have fun.
Liked them. That's why you're on my show, because I loved your videos and how cute you were on them. It's somebody in the Yesenia in the chat says gluten-free seems to be a bigger trend in the metro cities. How do you plan to market an audience that is not necessarily celiac or persons with intolerance? So what is your market for your cooking series?
Well, I mean, most of it's gluten, or most of it's vegan. There's one episode that's not, but the vegan community is like crazy, and hardcore. But, I kind of am just going to like reach out to every market I can. I'm actually working a little bit on finding a distribution partner before I put out my videos so that I can reach a larger food audience, because I made my videos for anyone and everyone. Like, that you don't have to be gluten-free. I think a lot of people are just looking to eat healthier and not have so much refined sugar or this and that. So, I want people to feel like they can know how to do that and eat that.
Let's talk about your food too.
Yeah.
And by the way, are you going to tell everybody when your web series will come out on your website, or how, so everybody could see where?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the front page of my website. As soon as I know, it will say it. Trust me.
So check that out when she's ready.
Yes,
somewhere around July.
Projects just are longer than you expect them to be, which has been a big learning lesson for me. But
yes, of course.
Yeah, so they're coming very hopefully soon, but I don't 100% know right now.
Now, the recipes that you have, you put beautiful pictures up, but every time you do put a recipe up, and I'm going to show them now, but you have everything. Do you stage all your photos too? I mean, they're gorgeous.
I mean, yeah, so I actually take everything on an iPhone. I don't own a professional camera. I initially didn't even think I was going to get that into having recipes on my blog. I thought I'd do more videos, and then kind of found people needed that too, and that it was a good way to be more versatile. But I mean, I don't really stage them. I've learned little food styling tricks, but I take all my own food photos, honestly, just with my iPhone, and I've gotten better at it just through a lot of practice.
Yeah, with the lighting too. They're beautiful.
Luckily, living in LA, I have to admit, helps, because I get amazing sunlight. And that's really what it's all about, is if you get good natural light, you can take good food photos.
I agree with that. After taking so many with my iPhones too, the better the lighting, the better the food looks. Yeah. So I've got your pull apart. My mouse is acting up here. So I've got your pull apart here. It's a gluten-free vegan apple cinnamon pull apart bread. And I used to make this. I called it monkey bread before we were gluten-free. Mm-hmm. And I would just throw it. I'd get tubes of that, the biscuits, and I'd cut them up. So it was really easy.
Right.
But now let's look at this recipe. She gives, it's garbanzo flour, tapioca flour, arrowroot powder, brown rice flour, xanthan gum. Xanthan gum and sorghum kind of scare me when those things are in the recipe because I'm not a big baker. Tell me about those two things.
They're not scary. I know everyone's scared because it has some weird name that starts with an X. But that's the only reason people are scared of it. X's aren't scary, I promise. It's just, why we use xanthan gum is because that's what helps bind things, and gluten-free baking, it is like the binding and getting that glutinous like thing is very challenging. And so xanthan gum is really great for that. So that's why we use it. It's a total natural product. It's not like some crazy modified weird chemical thing or something.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And to be honest, you can do things without it, but you're not going to maybe get the same results that you want to get. It is a really good binder. Oh, so good. That's why it's in there. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know because, I get scared of that.
I know. There's a lot of weird stuff out there.
And then hold on, there's the beautiful filling that has medium-sized apples, nuts. What's the succotant thing?
Sucanat?
Yes, sucanat. I've never heard of that.
I know, I love it. People don't use it. It's unrefined sugar. It's very similar to coconut sugar.
Where do you buy that?
You can buy it at any health food store.
Can you?
I
would like to use that.
To all the other stuff. It's also it's like coconut sugar where it's really granulated. Like it's a bigger granule. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
But what I like it sometimes more than coconut sugar because it has less taste. Coconut sugar has a stronger taste, and coconut sugar is darker. So anytime, sucanat is a darker sugar. It's not like a white sugar because it's, unrefined. But with some things it helps if you don't want them to be so dark in color. If you use coconut sugar in something, it tends to have a darker color. But sucanat has all sorts of like minerals and stuff in it because it's not refined. It's still a form of sugar. I'm not going to deny that, but it's an unrefined, form of sugar.
That's good to know because I had not used it, and everybody look for it at Whole Foods because I just was there today. I could live in that store, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the caramel sauce is just coconut oil, and how do you say that? Sucanat? Sucanat.
But I'm sure people say it differently depending where you're from.
Okay. Yeah. And then flax milk.
Milk, yes.
So do you live by flax milk for baking?
I live and die by flax milk. Not just even for baking. I think for baking you can use any non-dairy milk interchangeably. Like those non-dairy milks don't affect things that much differently. If I've made something with almond milk or rice milk or even, I don't really eat soy usually, but soy milk, they all can interchange pretty easily. I love flax milk. I think it's just the best thing to drink.
Okay.
Like good. My friends come over, I give them a glass and they ask for another. Like it is like not like any other non-dairy beverage. Like Good Karma makes one and they just nailed it. It's so good.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for that. And I assume we can find that
so healthy.
Too. And
lots
Whole
of
Foods?
omegas. Yeah. Whole Foods, co-ops, health food stores. They're definitely in Whole Foods and they're expanding. So yeah.
Good to hear. So I will check out both of those new ingredients that I have not tried before. Now, since we've seen pictures as we're talking, you've got something wonderful in your kitchen there.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to see treats?
Yes, we do.
So here it is. This is can we see it okay? Apple cinnamon.
See, that's the time where you want to reach into the...
I know. I even want to put it up here.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
But yeah, I don't want to totally tip it all the way off. But if you guys can see it before it slides all the way.
And so...
But yeah, it has a caramel sauce that you pour on top. And inside is where the apple nut filling is. And then you make little balls and it has yeast in it. So when you let it rise, it kind of spreads apart. And then you have that pull apart.
And how long do you think that takes altogether?
So this is a little bit more labor intensive. I feel like from start to finish, it takes 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
Now, half of that is not hands-on time. You rise it for an hour, you bake it for 15 minutes, But it is time intensive to make the balls with the filling.
Oh,
It does.
I'm gonna
So
have to
it's
try it because that's
okay.
like a huge family recipe too, but it's healthy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like so much healthier for you. And
yes.
that's what I think is that, when you go gluten free, there gets to a point where you don't want to have to give up everything, you like want to be able to have some treats sometimes.
Yes, especially for a nice celebration. And boy, Emily, you should have like given me one before that, so I could
If
have
I
made
could
it.
send
I
you
know.
one, I would have. Trust me.
Okay,
I'm
so
I'm trying to figure out how to send food in the mail better because sometimes I wish I could send
I
more people
know,
stuff.
you could probably make $1 million just
Mhm.
selling some of those things there. Now you have another one. Do you have that
I
one on
do.
the website? I think you do, right? Do you have?
Yeah, I even put it on my homepage so people can
Okay.
find the recipe
Okay.
easily.
All right.
So if you look at my homepage, it's probably
Oh,
like
there it
down.
is. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If
okay.
you click on it.
All right. So let's show your next no to Emily. Okay, let's see the other one first. Oh, there it is. Okay. Put it up.
You
Look
guys
at
see it?
that. Oh my gosh. It's a
So this is
strawberry. Go ahead.
strawberry pesto. And it just has strawberries and walnuts and garlic and olive oil and basil and sea salt. That's it. So six like easy ingredients. You just chop it all up, mix it together. I have it on brown rice here because I don't eat much pasta. But you can put it on pasta, you can put it on zucchini noodles, like whatever you want to put it on. People eat all sorts of things these days. So
Okay, so who in the audience right now is going to buy some strawberries and make that for dinner? And so
yeah.
she's really you give a couple pasta. I didn't know there was oh yeah, there is a mung bean pasta. Coconut noodles, I have not tried those. Zucchini
Yeah.
noodles, of course.
Yeah.
Quinoa, brown rice, or salad greens. And here's the ingredients. It's basically, like she said, strawberries, basil, walnuts, and garlic. Look at that. So
Yeah.
nicely done. And then you just chop those up?
Yep. You literally just chop it all up and stir it together, and then you put it on whatever you want. I mean, it literally takes like 5 minutes of that.
So how did you
Yeah.
come up with this recipe? This is
Um,
just amazing. It's making my
like
mouth water.
like most things, I mean, I just get ideas. Like I love to cook. One day I like to make hand chopped pesto. So I like to make pesto often that I don't throw in the blender. So I had like one I made was just tomatoes and basil and garlic and olive oil, and I had strawberries at home, and I was like, well, what if I just throw strawberries in there? And I did, and then I was like, well, what if I just use strawberries instead of tomato? And then I tried that, and I was like, oh, this is so yummy. This is like the perfect summer pesto.
Yes, it is. A
Yeah.
very nice, and you don't have to use pasta. You could just put it on your rice, like you said, because that's what I'll
Yeah.
be doing come
Yeah.
tomorrow when I make it, and I'll share it with
Yeah.
everybody.
Awesome.
And so on the side of this picture that I'm scrolling down here, she has got, I mean, how long have you had this website up? You've got 1 million recipes.
Well, I used to have it somewhere else. It used to be called something else. So
You just kind of,
I moved it all over like around November, December, and I had my old blog for maybe like 2 years or something. Not a super long time.
okay, so here's your
Something like
purple
that.
Brussels sprouts with, I mean, look at this, everybody. Yum.
know.
These are so
Yeah.
good for summer, too. Where do you
I
find
know.
purple? Well, of course, in LA,
Well,
you probably find them
I
everywhere.
know. I mean, I happen to live near literally the best. I live like 3 blocks from one of the best farmers markets. So I get to walk to the farmers market like once or twice a week. And it's the one on Wednesdays. It's just huge and all sorts of rare and cool. And it's all local. And I'm spoiled in LA. It's one of the reasons I love living here. I mean, if you love food, especially fresh food, I mean, you just get to have so much of it here like all year.
Yes, and we're starting
Yeah.
to get our farmers markets going, but they're not quite with all the. I think strawberries just came about.
Yeah.
Lori is saying pull aparts look so yummy. I mean, this is a big. That pull apart you can just hold as you walk down the street, and people start saliva.
Yelling at me.
Yes. So, is there a special recipe that you just serve to all your family all the time?
Well, I'm a big fan of falafel, which is actually going to be one of my episodes, which I'm really excited about. But I am just love falafel. I make falafel for like every dinner party I practically go to. They're probably not on my website
Oh,
because
okay, because I
they're
was
in my
just
show, and
looking.
I don't think I've posted them because there's some recipes I'm waiting. Um, but yeah, falafel. What else do I love?
Okay,
Sushi,
sushi, they're
veggie sushi.
yummy.
It's also an episode. I made like some of my favorite foods on my cooking show. So
Well,
veggie
there's
sushi, falafel.
this one I wanted to ask you about, and I
Okay,
just saw
yes.
it. So it's butternut squash as a
Oh
chocolate
yeah.
treat. Now,
Yes.
that to me has always been savory, and we've really gotten into eating these at my house. But putting chocolate on it, I had never
I know.
seen that. So how did you come
Yeah.
up with this recipe?
I mean, I just have ideas. Like I made some squash and I was like, what if I made it a treat? I just put chocolate chips on it and I did and I was like, oh, this is so good. This is the best idea ever.
Honestly, it really looks amazing. And so, what did you use Enjoy
Tasty.
Life there?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I usually use them most of the time, so more than
Okay.
likely, yeah.
Yeah, they look like. And
Yeah.
then, would you put on the flesh of it? I mean, did you like?
I think I put some coconut oil on there.
Okay, and that's
You
it.
can put agave or honey if you want more sweetness.
Okay.
But it's great if you do it when you pull them right out of the oven because
Yeah.
then they're warm and it just melts.
Melts. Oh my gosh.
I know. And it's so great because then it's not like you're not eating any grain. You know, all of us gluten-free people, we go through grain avoiding
Always. Yes.
periods and don't eat grains every day and all that sort of stuff, most of us. So, I love finding things that like, you can do and it doesn't have to be like flour and grains, because, you know.
Yes, and then there was another recipe I wanted to show.
Yeah.
It's I've got to end the show here in a few minutes, but my gosh, I could go on for this. But here's her almond butter frosting, which to
Yeah.
me looked amazing.
It's so tasty.
And-
I haven't made that in a while, but it's so good. It's like caramel, almond butter, caramely frosting. And you know why I love it is because it actually, it's really hard, especially with vegan frostings, for them to have a good consistency that's not just going to melt off of something, It
Yeah.
actually has a thicker, like, frosting consistency.
And I've been looking for one that I could try because before
Yeah.
gluten-free or before my sugar thing, I don't eat a lot of sugar. I would literally, if I can't have the baked goods, I would have some frosting just to satisfy. I don't do that
Yeah.
anymore, but boy,
Okay.
that was fun. So to find some really good, yummy, tasty frostings, there's not a lot out there. So I am
There's
going to try
not.
this one.
Yeah, and you can put it on apples or like, if you don't want to put it on a cupcake or a cake, you can put it on apples too.
Yeah, and the almond butter would go. Oh, and the caramel, especially in the
Yeah,
fall.
I
Oh,
know.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
hungry.
It's a good idea. Good for your kids too, because sometimes they want a treat, but you don't want to just give them like a cupcake. So I
Yes.
feel like it's good with apples, and that is a good
I
treat
mean,
idea.
it's just almond butter, soaked, 4 soaked dates, some coconut oil. What's this liquid distilled coconut oil?
I know. I'm obsessed with it though. So I buy a special kind of coconut that's distilled. Because it's steamed. The coconut smell is steamed out of it,
Oh.
so that things don't taste like coconut all the time.
Where do
some
you buy
people-
that? Whole Foods too?
No, I have to buy it online. Tropical
Okay.
Traditions. Tropical Traditions is a huge coconut company. They're the only ones I know who sell it. I
That's
don't,
good to know because I didn't know
Yeah.
you could take that out. Because some people do not like the taste of or the smell.
Right. Well, I love coconut oil, but it gets to a point where maybe you don't want everything to taste like coconut oil. I'm really picky about the oils I eat, so I really only eat coconut oil and olive oil. I typically don't eat any other oils. So, and olive oil, it's not great for baking. It doesn't, high heats and just flavor. So I find distilled coconut oil I like. I mean, you can always use normal coconut oil, but you're gonna get infused a more coconut subtle taste most of the time.
I agree.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've learned a lot talking to you
Thank
tonight,
you.
and I want you to come back too when
Yeah.
right before your series starts, if you don't
Okay, I
mind.
would love to. Yes, of course. I'm very
Okay.
excited about it.
Yeah,
So
I bet you are. I mean, these recipes are amazing. So thank
thank
you
you.
so much, and
Thank
tell
you.
everybody where we can find you.
Yeah, so check out my website, glutenfreewithemily.com. I have recipes, I have videos, I have some tips for newbies. Yeah, and hopefully you feel like it's a fun place to be.
Oh yes, tons of recipes. Get on there
Yeah.
now and check it out. Thank you, Emily, so much.
Thank you.
So you've been watching GFreeandHappy.com. I have a weekly show on GFreeLive.com, and that was Emily. So check out glutenfreeemily.com. And until next week, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you Monday night. Have a great G-Free and Happy week.